Right friends, welcome back to Learning Space. Nepal and impeachment of Chief Justice. Here, Nepal transformed into democratic republic only 1.5 years ago, but a curious case of suspending the Chief Justice as well as impeaching the Chief Justice is not good for any democracy. And another important aspect is the frequent change of prime ministers is also not strengthening the newly formed republic from 2015 September, and Madhesi's issue is yet to be settled. So, under these circumstances, let us have some look at Nepal and impeachment. Nepal, Himalayan country, please look into it, which transformed from monarchy to democratic republic, and India has got a special relationship with Nepal as per 1950 India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship. We discussed number of times, please go through this. And at the same time, if you look at other aspects, decade-long civil war by Maoist rebels in 1990s and early 2000s resulted in death of more than 10,000 people, and a peace deal was signed in 2006, and finally the country which was Hindu monarchy up to 2008 was abolished. That means Hindu monarchy was abolished in 2008. After 7 years of deliberations, the constitution was adopted on 20 September 2015. Hardly 1.5 years passed. And within this 1.5 years, the country is really not on the right path. Now, let us look at this issue, the news report. The two biggest parties in the coalition, and please don't forget, when you look at Nepal, 3-4 important points I would like to tell you. Madhesi's issue is yet to be resolved. That is one aspect. Second aspect is almost the prime ministers are just like musical chairs. 1 year, one prime minister. That is not good for the evolving democracy. Then another important point is, quite often Nepal is knocking at the doors of China, much against the wishes of India, because India and Nepal have got special friendship because of 1950 treaty. So, these are the aspects which comes to my mind when I look at Nepal. You see, the two biggest parties in the coalition, that is Communist Party of Nepal led by Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal and Sher Bahadur Deuba of Nepali Congress, they have decided to impeach Supreme Court Chief Justice. The first woman Chief Justice, Sushila Kadki, she was suspended recently and impeachment proceedings are going to be started. She was accused of interfering with the executive powers, or you can say judicial overreach. She was due to retire in a month's time. She was suspended recently and the constitutional provision has been misused. And if you look at from the civil society perspective, she is considered as fairly independent minded. That is one important aspect. And what are her actions which led to her suspension? First one is, they were not happy with the court decision to reject clemency for the Maoist leader convicted for a murder committed during the civil war. So, like this, there is another aspect. Mr. Deuba also reportedly feared on contempt charges, which could have made his elevation to the post of Prime Minister difficult. So, because of these two reasons, government initiated impeachment proceedings against the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. And another important aspect is, it threatens the separation of powers in the young republic. That is most important point. Any evolving democracy should not resort to such type of actions. Now, what are the present issues in Nepal? The first one, frequent change of prime ministers, as I have already told you. Second one is Madhesi's issue yet to be concluded, and not happy with the impeachment proceedings. One of the alliance partner already withdrawn support to the coalition, and deputy prime minister and home minister also resigned in protest against the motion. smooth conduct of local body elections which are due to be held in the month of May appears to be dim, and impeachment on such flimsy grounds is not expected from a democratic country where clear separation of powers are expected. If you look at our country, there is a clear separation of powers. Basic structure of the constitution states that there should be clear separation of powers between executive, judiciary and legislature. So here clear separation of powers will be hampered if such decisions are taken at the early evolving stages of democracy. If local elections are not held in May as scheduled, it may be difficult to conduct parliamentary elections in January 2018. So, it appears Nepal is not mature enough to lead democracy as its anchor after overturning the monarchy almost a decade ago, right? So, this is all about the impeachment proceedings against the Chief Justice of Supreme Court in Nepal. This assumed significance because Nepal has got special friendship with India, right? So, this is the Madhesi region, and with this let us conclude this mini capsule. Have a nice day. Thank you.